do this so I can share with everybody else. So hello, everybody who's coming back and watching this on the replay. Just wanted to do a quick little recognition live for March and just shout some ladies on our team out. And then I just have just a little mini training that goes along with setting goals as we're at the beginning of April and a new month and a fresh start. So just wanted to shout out the ladies that got active in March. So we had Nicole get active, and I apologize, I forgot to download my reports before I went to bed on Friday night. So I don't know exact amounts, but I can tell you who got active. So Nicole got active, Miss Crystal Stanley got active, Crystal Reynolds got active, and Jessica, who's on, also got active in March. So that's amazing, you guys. If you ever feel like that is small or insignificant in any way, it's not, because that means that you are being consistent in your business. That means that you are building a customer base, because all our sales are going to be combinations of new customers and existing customers from, various sources, from social media, from referrals, from classes. So all the things that you're doing to grow your business are serving you. So just if you ever feel discouraged or feel like it's, not as much, try not to compare to anybody else, but just know that getting active every month is a big deal, because you're setting that pattern of consistency for your business. And if you're somebody who wants to build a team and create that stream of income for yourself, then getting active every month is what's going to open the door and allow you to be bringing in that income every single month from mentoring the people below you. So just know that that's a huge deal, and I'm super happy for you and proud for you. And I just love seeing all of your efforts that you put in. And if you didn't get active in March, but that's something that you would like to do in April, you can definitely take some steps and set some goals for that. So that's what I want to talk about. A couple of things. The first thing I want to talk about is discouragement. And it's super normal to get discouraged in a business. Super, super normal. In life, it happens all the time. And I'll be super open and transparent. Yesterday, I messaged Paige because I've been working super hard on my social media. I've tweaked a lot of things. I work really hard creating content. I put a lot of time and effort into it, and I'm not getting a lot of color matches from it. I'll be totally 100% honest. I'm not as much as I would like. And I'm like, okay, what am I doing wrong? What am I missing? I'm checking all the boxes. I'm doing all the things. What am I missing? So I messaged Paige and I was like, Paige, what in the world? So Paige is my mentor. And I was like, Paige, I'm about to go crazy because I'm doing all the things and I'm not seeing the results. And I was almost in tears, you guys, so frustrated. So just know if you felt that, it's very normal to feel that in this business. We all do. We should share about it more often because it's a very real feeling, and the ups and downs are very real. And so Paige gave me some tips for my social media. Basically, what I'm going to start doing is just kind of bringing more of my personality and more of my spark and my opinions into my social media. So still kind of figuring out how to do that. But I felt really good when we ended the call. And that's just something that I wanted to share with you guys, is that it's so normal to get discouraged, and our brains want to keep us safe. And so it's really normal if we have a month where we don't hit our goals, or even something on a smaller scale than that, even something as simple as we work with somebody and we color match them and we give them tips and then they never order. That can feel discouraging. But just know that every effort that you're making is worth it. Every effort is contributing to your business, and it's okay to feel discouraged. It doesn't mean that you're doing anything wrong. In fact, it means you're doing things right because you're working hard. And if you ever need somebody to bounce ideas off of, reach out to your upline. I'm always here to help you because I know that it can be super tricky. And then the other thought that I have for you just headed into April is I would encourage you to set some specific goals, set a dollar amount that you would like to sell this month. Set, if you want to build a team, maybe set a goal for like how many people you would like to talk about the artist program with. Set a goal for like how many classes you want to have. So like take your sales goal and then sort of like break that down and be like, okay, this, say you want to sell $1,000, say, okay, I'm probably going to get roughly like $200 of reorders from existing customers. I'm just like pulling numbers out to kind of show you how to do this. So break that down. So you're like, okay, probably $200 of reorders. We have new products launching tomorrow. You're like, okay, I want to sell $200 tomorrow with these new lip and cheeks. So that's $400 in sales. And then you're like, okay, I've got a party coming up. I want that to be a $500 party. I want that to be the amount of sales. So you're like, okay, that's $900. And then I want $100 in sales from referrals. So I'm going to like talk to some customers and ask them for referrals. That's just an example of how you like, don't just like throw a number out there, but take it and like kind of back engineer it and say, okay, I want this amount of sales. What's going to make up those sales? And then, okay, what do I need to do to make that happen? And now you might not hit that number, and that's okay. But the work that you put forth to get to that number, that's what's going to serve you. That's going to plant the seeds, and you will reap that. And my other thought is, I read a book a couple of months ago. I think I've talked with Jessica and Crystal about this, but it's called Who Not How. And if you haven't read this book, you need to read this book because it's applicable to business and life and motherhood and all the things. And basically, it's this idea that you don't have to be the expert on everything in your life. Delegate, outsource, get help for things as you need. Like if you know, for example, like if you're like, okay, I want to work my business, but like I'm a stay-at-home mom and I have my kids all day, every day. Okay, when am I going to find time to work? Like, is there room in the budget to pay a sitter? Can you do a mom swap with another mom and like watch her kids for a couple hours one day? She watches your kids for a couple hours one day. That's this idea of who, not how, is like, who can help me hit the goal? Like what problem do I have? What barrier to my goal do I have? Who can help me with that? And it could be a variety of things. It could be like, you know, you ask a customer to hype up every post in your Facebook group. If you're like, okay, my Facebook group is kind of dead. There's not many people in there. So who can help me with that? Like, I want to strengthen my customer base. Who can help me? So reach out to 5 customers and ask them if they'll comment on every single post, if they'll invite friends to the group, you know, things like that, like utilizing others' strengths and talents. So it's like mutually beneficial. So you're helping them. And maybe like if you did that thing with the customers, you say like, I'll send you a lip and cheek for my rewards or something, you know, just like whatever you want to do. But that's just an example of utilizing this who, not how, just knowing that I really truly don't believe that we're designed to be total one-man shows in this business, because we can't. We're busy ladies and we have lots of things going on. So I just encourage you to think about that. Like, what are your goals? What do you feel are barriers to those goals, and who can help you like minimize or even get rid of those barriers? Like whose strengths and talents can like solve that problem for you? So that's my thought, just headed into April. Set those goals for things you want for your business, write them down. Like I have mine laminated because I don't want kids to grab them and rip them. So I have mine laminated. I keep it on my desk where I can see it every day. Put it in your bathroom if that's where you see things every day. Put it beside your bed if that's a good place. But write down your goals, put them somewhere you can see them every day, and then think of people who can help you reach those goals, who have strengths and talents and skills that can help you reach your goals. So that's my little thought headed into April. Jessica, do you have any thoughts, any wisdom to share?
Um, so as far as you talking about like what you said about goal setting and like putting your month
Yeah,
forward.
yeah, just just any thoughts, like headed into a new month and what we can do as far as goals.
Yeah, so what I typically do is I look at things that didn't get completed the month before.
Yeah.
So I'm really big about circling back. I call it the sandwich method,
Yeah.
where if I color matched somebody, I sent the information over and then I didn't hear back from them. Well, I do it a second time. Sorry, my husband sounds like he just dropped a bunch of pots and pans. um, I circle back with them and I say, hey, just checking in with you, seeing how you're did you have any questions about your color match? Because sometimes they could be sticker shocked by like the cart or something. So I try to ask. If they don't reply to me, then I will a couple of days later, then I will do the last one. So the first one was the color match. The second one was me kind of touching base. And the third one is where I kind of close it out. And I'm like, hey, reminder fairy here. I know we're always busy, but I just wanted you to know that I'm here in case you have any questions. And if I need to make any updates to your cart, let me know. And that's how I kind of close it out. And I've started taking the emotion out of sending reminders. There's a lot of people that don't want to be pushy and they feel like they're bothering people. They're really not. I mean, somebody has to remind me 2 or 3 times to order from people's parties because I forget. I'm just busy. I answer text messages in my head a lot and forget to reply, thinking I replied. So really you're not bothering anybody and they're not going to be upset with you that you reminded them. And so I think taking emotion out of it and just doing the actions, you'd be surprised how many people will actually reply, oh my gosh, I totally forgot to check out with the cart. And that is a person that's kind of hanging out there and also asking them to do a party. I use the word try now so that they don't feel pressure. Would you like to try a Facebook party with me? It's super easy. It's fun. You can get all your makeup for free. Would you like to try one? And I say that, and people are willing to do it. So don't be afraid to ask every person either. So circling back on your color matches, and don't be afraid to remind people. They're not going to be upset with you.
I love that. Yes, yes. A phrase that we say a lot that is really, really true is that the fortune is in the follow-up. The fortune is in that circling back and checking in with people, because I've definitely found the same thing in my business, that it's very rarely that somebody is like ignoring me or that they don't want to talk like, I don't know if I've ever had that happen, like legitimately ever had that happen. It is just that people are busy and they have a lot of messages coming and a lot of things going on, and they just forget. So I think that is so valuable, and I think that's a great thing to do at the start of the month, like, because you can go in your back office and see, well, you can see your customer list. And so you could go back, and if you're like, oh, she didn't order, or you could go back and look at the people who did order, and then you can kind of compare with the list of people you color matched, and go through and say, oh yeah, she didn't order yet. Let me circle back, that sort of thing. That's a really easy way to utilize that back office. And somebody did like a little experiment. I think it was Kate Twig and say anyway, and she found that a large percentage of people actually order on like the third reminder. Like, we just need lots of reminders because we're so busy. And I completely agree. It's not bugging people, it's professional. This is a business and you're here to serve and help them. And you're just offering that. And I love the way you worded that. I thought that was so, so great. I think that's a perfect way to start the month, is kind of regroup, look back at the previous month, and follow up with people, even like following up with people who did order, and just check in and say like, hey, how are you liking the makeup? I usually will say something like, hey, how's your makeup working for you? Like an open-ended thing. And then they can tell me, oh yeah, it's working great. And if they say it's working great, I'm like, awesome. Well, the next time you do it, can you shoot me a before and after? I'd love to see what you're doing. Or, just something like that. And then yes, offering the parties. And I love that. Like, would you like to try a party? Because then they don't feel any pressure. They don't feel like it has to go any certain way. It's just, we're just trying this, and it's just fun and it's light. So I love that. That's a great suggestion. So So for you guys watching the replay, definitely recommend that. Circling back and kind of regrouping from your last month. And if you didn't have much like color match activity, or like mini reorders or anything like that, go back a month before that and follow up with those ladies. Go into your Facebook group and see like who was commenting and participating and engaging in there. Follow up with them. If they haven't ordered, you know, offer to pick colors for them. I do think that just sort of having that organization is super, super helpful. We have this paper on in our team Persevere. This is a funnel and it's like geared toward artists, like adding artists to your team. But I honestly use it for like other people that I may have started conversations with on like social media or TikTok or something like that. Or, you know, occasionally I'll have somebody randomly like find me. Like I had somebody find me from a Google search the other day. I've never had that happen. It was so bizarre. But if you're putting things out there, people will find you. So I think it's very valuable to, like, if you're a paper person, write it down. If you're electronic, do like a Google sheet or an Excel sheet and just keep track of people that you're having conversations with. And then you can be circling back and following up with them. That's definitely a great way to like get some leads for your business. So yeah. So that's everything. That's what I had to share, guys. But please reach out if you are like feeling kind of stuck or discouraged or need some ideas. I would love to help you, you know, figure out like what direction you want to go or some things that you want to focus on in your business and help you hit the goals that you want to hit. So thank you so much for hopping on. I'm so excited to see what you guys do in April.